Major funding for NJTV News is provided in part by RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together. NJM Insurance Group, serving the insurance needs of New Jersey residents and businesses for more than 100 years. And Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Tonight on NJTV News, September 11th, 17 years later.
Remembering those who fell on 9/11 and rescue teams on the Jersey City waterfront who offered safe harbor.
The governor and the state police superintendent warned New Jerseyans that a hurricane bearing down on the Carolinas could have ancillary impacts here.
And the struggle to get off the streets in Camden. Those stories and more next on NJTV News.
Live from the Agnes Varus NJTV studio at 2 Gateway Center in Newark, this is NJTV News with Mary Alice Williams.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Brianna Venozzi. Mary Alice Williams is off today. Across the state today, towns paused for moments of silence and read the names of more than 700 New Jerseyans among the nearly 3,000 killed on September 11th. On this 17th anniversary of the attacks, we remember the lives lost and the heroes who answered the call. Senior correspondent Brenda Flanagan reports from Jersey City. It was a ground zero of its own sort that day, where so many never returned home.
The bell tolled 37 times during the Memorial Day ceremony on Jersey City's waterfront as 9/11 committee members stood by the twisted steel girders salvaged from ground zero and read the names of residents who died during the terrorist attack 17 years ago. Waleska Martinez lost her life on Flight 93.
Waleska Martinez.
It still feels like day one. The pain does not go away because it was such a senseless act of violence. It doesn't go away.
A lone bagpiper played as a grieving Gloria Manderville tossed her carnation into the Hudson in her best friend's memory. The heartfelt ceremony recognized the special role Jersey City played that day.
As we reflect on what happened here, across the water, this was a triage center. This was the last refuge. This was ground zero on the New Jersey side.
I mean, it was surreal. I mean, I actually saw the second plane hit as I was driving it to work that morning. I was a police sergeant at the time, signed out of special investigations. We were sent down here, obviously, just to assist any way possible. The ferry started to come in, the boat started to come in.
Extremely busy. We did a lot of decon that day. People were coming over covered with whatever, fell on them. A lot of injuries. Just a very chaotic day, but Jersey City, we always try and do the best we can, and we pulled everything together.
A Jersey Journal reporter snapped this picture, a police officer carrying a baby off a boat, the child struggling to breathe. Elba Gardner Deudo was that cop, and she's never forgotten.
He wasn't breathing when he came out of the boat. So they right away passed him to me, and I passed him to the EMTs, and they were trying to revive him. And there were so many other people that were needing help.
She says EMTs later told her the boy made it.
That makes me feel good, because at least I know. I never met the child. By now, probably the child is like 19, 20 years old, and God bless him.
I just want to say, the ones who really deserve the credit are the guys that wear the uniform, these firemen, policemen, and the people of Jersey City. And over the years, the one thing I resented was New York City never really gave us credit here in Jersey City for what we did.
Against a backdrop of devastation across the river, Jersey City opened its arms 17 years ago. Today, fog shrouded the New York City skyline, and many seats at the Jersey City Memorial remained empty. Few watched when officials dropped twin wreaths into the river.
It's important to make sure everybody remembers. There's a lot of people that I see, even some of the firemen that come on in the past couple of classes were little kids when this happened. They don't realize what actually happened. So we just have to remind people of the sacrifice that was made that day.
For people who were there, for those who lost loved ones, these memorials continue to offer comfort and a warning never to forget. In Jersey City, I'm Brenda Flanagan, NJTV News.
By most estimates, the U.S. has spent more than $2 trillion in counterterrorism efforts since the 9/11 attacks. Today, much of the focus has shifted to cyber, lone wolf, and homegrown extremists. Mary Alice Williams recently sat down with former Secretary of Homeland Security Jeh Johnson, one of the legal architects of the U.S. military's counterterrorism policies while serving under the Obama administration.
You'd been back to New Jersey only 8 months before September 11th, and you were in the city when it happened. What went through your mind?
Correct. Mary Alice, September 11th, 2001, which happens to be my birthday, I was back in my law practice in New York City. I had served for 27 months in the Pentagon as the general counsel of the Department of the Air Force in the Clinton administration. And I remember 9/11/01 vividly, like it was yesterday. I drove to work. It was a beautiful day, crystal clear blue sky, and got to work around 8 o'clock, and I was at my desk, and then 8:46, the world changed. 8:46 a.m. when the first plane hit the first tower.
And what did you do?
Well, like many New Yorkers, like many Americans, I was captivated. I was captivated by the visual images of what I was seeing in my own eyes from my office window, and going back and forth between TV and watching out the window. And I'll never forget when that tower collapsed. It was one of the few moments in my life when my mind literally could not believe what my eyes were seeing, because the World Trade Center towers had been such a fixture on the New York City skyline for so long. And like many New Yorkers, I went down to the street to see if there was something I can do, but given the nature of the tragedy, there wasn't much.
Is that the reason that you went back into public service so rapidly?
September 11th, 2001 was one of my principal motives for wanting to go back into public service, without a doubt. And so I met Senator Barack Obama in 2006. I became involved in his campaign, and I was interested in returning to national security. Now, on September 11, 2001, there was no Department of Homeland Security, so I had no idea then that I would one day end up being Secretary of Homeland Security.
You were, before you get to the Secretary of Homeland Security job, you were in the DOD as General Counsel to the Department of Defense.
Correct.
Did you have a hand in writing policy?
In the early Obama administration, in the first Obama term, 2009 to 2012, I would say very definitely. I was the senior legal official for the Department of Defense. And so with my colleagues, we helped craft the legal architecture for our counterterrorism efforts during the Obama years.
And how did 9/11 frame that document?
9/11 had almost everything to do with it, because 9/11 represented a new era, a new level of terrorism and the terrorist threat. And what we spent a lot of time doing in the Bush-Obama years was literally taking the fight to Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, Al-Shabaab, in the places where they trained, where they set up their headquarters, where they recruited. And I'd have to say that we were fairly successful in taking out a lot of the leadership, bin Laden, Anwar al-Awlaki, and others.
You wrote the legal okay to take out Osama bin Laden.
I don't generally talk about that publicly, but there are published reports to that effect.
What was that like for you to think about that?
You know, it's interesting. Bin Laden was killed on May 1st, 2011. Yes. In my mind, there are certain similarities between 9/11/01 and May 1, 2011, in that time seemed to move very slowly. The first plane hit 8:46, the second plane hit 9:03, and by 11 a.m., the planes had hit, the towers had collapsed, United 93 had crashed, and May 1 was very similar in that time seemed to move very slowly. I was in the command center at the Pentagon watching and listening to the heroism of our special forces in Pakistan.
Are we safer now?
We are safer now in the respect that it would be much more difficult for a terrorist organization to launch a large-scale 9/11 style attack from overseas on the United States. Our government, our intelligence community, does a much better job of detecting overseas plots from overseas.
Even in the Trump administration?
Even in the Trump administration. Where we are challenged, frankly, are the homegrown violent extremists, the so-called lone wolf, who conducts a smaller scale attack like, for example, San Bernardino, 2015, Orlando, Florida, 2016, where individuals radicalize in secret, inspired by something they see on the internet. And those types of attacks are much harder to detect, and it's a more complex homeland security environment, therefore, which involves law enforcement, our intelligence community, homeland security.
Mr. Secretary, thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
No other town lost more people per capita outside of New York City than Middletown on September 11th. 37 residents died from the attacks. The town's Garden Memorial has since become the place to help those affected never forget. Lauren Wonko has our story.
I'll never forget when the first tower came down, everybody started crying, and I said, oh my God, those poor families. And about a half an hour later, I learned that we were one of those families.
When Port Authority police officer Ken Tejan learned the first tower was hit, he raced down to the World Trade Center to help save lives. In doing so, he lost his own life on September 11, 2001.
You think there's no way. I mean, what are the chances that your brother, my brother, could be killed by a terrorist? You just think it's never going to happen. So at the beginning, there was a lot of hope. I made the decision to go down to Ground Zero the next day. And once I went down there and I saw what it looked like, it looked like a war zone. I mean, there were fires everywhere. It was unbelievable. Once I went down there and saw that, I knew that he wasn't coming home.
He was just 31 years old. Kenny is one of 37 Middletown residents who lost their lives in the September 11th terrorist attacks. They're all honored at the Middletown World Trade Center Memorial Gardens.
The location is especially poignant as it's close to the train station. They took the train every day, and the next day their cars were still here at the train station. So we felt it most fitting to locate a memorial in a quiet, serene area close to the train station that they took every day back and forth to work, and as a remembrance to them and their families.
The Memorial Gardens first opened to the public on September 11, 2003. The construction was made possible largely through donations. Each resident is honored with a personalized memorial.
We want people to remember and never forget everyone that we've lost here in Middletown. We want to be able to maintain Middletown as their home forever, so that their faces and their names are emblazoned on each one of the monuments as a tribute to how they made Middletown a better place.
It's where Ken's sister, Lori Tejan, visits often.
You know, some days it feels like it was yesterday, and other days it feels like forever. But how could you not be proud of him? You know, one of the questions that sort of plagued me, and I asked his partner, was he afraid? And he said, not for a second.
Ken carried a man out of the tower. He met Lori's family soon after the attacks.
He said the only thing he remembers is seeing my brother's name tag. And he said he looked at the newspapers every day to see if my brother had survived. And when he found out he didn't, he felt the need to come to the wake. What an incredible gift for him to give to us.
Soon after Ken's death, the family began receiving donations from strangers all across the country. So they decided to start a nonprofit in his name, the Ken Tejan Memorial Foundation. They deliver bikes and toys to kids in need because that's what Ken used to do. And over the years, the organization has grown. Now Lori and other volunteers bring miniature therapy horses to hospitals for kids and veterans. And each year they also raise thousands of dollars for children in need and families of first responders. For Lori and volunteers like his colleagues, it's a way to give back and honor Kenny's life.
I guess the best thing I've learned is wake up every day and do something, even if it's small, to make your loved one proud. And I think that's what gets me through.
In Middletown, I'm Lauren Wonko, NJTV News.
A violent hurricane dubbed Florence is barreling toward the East Coast. New Jersey should escape a direct blow, but Governor Murphy isn't taking any chances. Chief political correspondent Michael Aaron was with him today.
Better safe than sorry, said Governor Murphy as he briefed reporters on the state's preparations for a possible sideswipe from Hurricane Florence. Basically, he said, the state is tracking the storm.
According to the current forecast, operative word is current, Florence's remnants may not move into our area until the weekend, but we may still experience high winds and heavy rains across the state.
He said the power companies, the transportation sector, and the National Guard are all taking precautionary steps, and that ordinary people should as well.
Even though New Jersey is, again, not expected to bear the brunt of Florence, any storm is a good time for residents to assess their own overall storm readiness.
1 million people are under evacuation orders in the Carolinas and Virginia. The storm is being called potentially devastating there and is expected to make landfall Thursday. The National Weather Service says New Jersey should be okay.
The strongest winds and the storm surge looks to stay well south of our area. However, we could see some gusty winds. We're not expecting anything in the way of tropical storm force winds. That appears pretty unlikely.
As the governor said, we prepare for the worst and hope for the best. And I do believe that we're ready should the weather take a turn, but at this juncture, it seems that the track is head-on for the Carolinas.
Asked if he had advice for people tempted to use the beach here, Murphy offered his own version of get the hell off.
I won't repeat the words precisely, but please may I ask you to get off the beach? Pretty please.
The governor said New Jersey is not going to get a direct hit, but be prepared for high winds and rain between Saturday and Tuesday. In Newark, I'm Michael Aaron, NJTV News.
Applying for your own job with the hopes you'll get it. That tops our business news. Standing by at the Strategic Development Group studio at the NJCU School of Business is Rhonda Schaffler. Hey, Rhonda.
Hey, Brianna. More than 800 workers at Newark Liberty International Airport have received layoff notices. Now that United Airlines has changed contractors, those affected workers are employed by ABM Aviation, which handles security and passenger services. Now, most of that work is going to be done by United Group Express. ABM Aviation says it's trying to place the affected workers into other positions. New Jersey residents say they are more likely to support legalizing recreational marijuana use if the proceeds are used to lower their property taxes. That's according to a poll conducted by Nuka Enterprises, a company that does make marijuana-based products. That company also recently hired former Governor Jim Florio as an advisor. Nuka's survey found that 44% of residents support legalizing the drug. When those residents were asked, would they support legalization if it led to lower property taxes, the majority, 53%, said yes. Now that House Republicans in Washington have formally introduced legislation to make federal tax cuts permanent, old battle lines are being drawn over that federal cap limiting deductions of state and local taxes to $10,000. Democratic Congressman Josh Gottheimer pointed to the release of new IRS numbers that show how Bergen County will be the hardest hit should the tax cuts become permanent. The IRS stats from the 2016 tax year show the average New Jersey taxpayer who itemized deductions exceeded the $10,000 cap. That occurred in every county in the state with one exception, Cumberland County. The number of job openings across the U.S. has hit a record high, according to the Labor Department. Vacancies outnumbered unemployed workers in July, continuing a trend that began earlier this year. The number of job openings is 12% higher than a year ago, and it's approaching 7 million. That same survey also found there are now a record number of workers voluntarily quitting their jobs to go somewhere else. On Wall Street, stocks rallied today. The Dow rose about 114 points. And those are your top business stories.
Support for the Business Report is provided by Atlantic City Electric, an Exelon company, connecting communities and powering southern New Jersey.
we continue a special series chronicling the path out of homelessness in Camden. PBS cameras over 6 months followed the plight of 4 homeless men as they struggle to turn their lives around through a rigorous homeless rehabilitation program. But how many will be successful in getting off the streets and beat the odds as they continue chasing the dream?
We take them out of Camden. That's why we don't have any congregations in the city, because we are trying to eliminate some of the triggers.
She told me it's a no-tolerance program, zero alcohol.
We randomly test. If their urine comes up dirty, then they're automatically terminated.
You ready, Dollar Bill? If they didn't do it, some guys would be slipping and getting away with it. This is the exciting part. Dun, 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 dun. You got all double lines. Done. It's up to us to keep our noses clean, being clean.
The addict, it gets so bad at times, they just accept it in their minds that I'm going to do this until I die.
They need to talk, and make connections. I try and encourage all of them to develop a sober support network wherever they are. Meet somebody at one of the congregations that they kind of, vibe with.
We're waiting on one guy.
Wawa, please.
And what did you guys do to help me out for me to take you to Wawa?
Got on the bus. We here on time. Give you that coffee you need.
All right, gentlemen, be helpful. Today's the Mall Walk. It's one of our biggest fundraisers. It's kind of like a 5K.
We walk for the homeless. Some of them pass out water bottles. Some of them hand out bracelets as the walkers come around. Thursday evening, I got a call that Mike had not come into the building. Got the voicemail, I left him a message, and I got nothing. Normally, when they don't return to the church, it's because they've used.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay.
Okay. I'm glad you came.
It's nice to be here. I was tempted to use cocaine, which I did. Pressure got to me. I didn't reach out. So the end result was disaster.
As far as being back in the network this year, that just won't be an option. But as I say, we'll definitely continue to support him.
I think I will be tempted to use drugs tonight. I don't want to. The temptation never leaves.
Now he's got to figure out where to sleep tonight, what he's going to eat, how he's going to shower so he can get to work tomorrow, and how he's not going to use.
Does he have any money? No, I'm not giving him any. He needed a ride back into Camden. I've been involved with this program for 25 years. And you have to learn, when it comes to addiction, that the addict has to want it for themselves. And you can't make them do it. We were waiting to hear back from Sonia.
Until I hear something, there's nothing I can do at the moment.
Okay.
The chicken. A large fry.
I'll probably get like 2 more, 1 or 2 more. Just in case I get hungry.
Why don't you get a shake?
She probably can't hear her phone while we're moving around. All right, I guess I'll go down to the Devil's Den.
I'm going to take him over to the transportation center.
This last stop, this is my journey. While I wait for a call from Miss Sonia, or decide if I'm gonna stay here all night.
Tomorrow, we'll have part 3 of Getting Off the Streets and learn the dramatic life stories that brought the men to the point of homelessness. You can view the entire series at pbs.org/chasingthedream. Now, some noteworthy facts that help you know Jersey. There are more than 150 9/11 memorials throughout the state. Jersey City's Empty Sky Memorial is the state's official monument to those who died at the World Trade Center. 1/4 of those victims were New Jersey residents. Jay Johnson was the designated survivor during President Trump's inauguration. If there's someone who you'd like to get to know Jersey, share. Use hashtag #KnowJersey. Tomorrow on NJTV News, congressional members stand with Planned Parenthood. To share any story you've seen tonight, go to njtvnews.org. I'm Brianna Venozzi. For our entire team at NJTV News, thanks for being here. We'll see you tomorrow.
The members of the New Jersey Education Association, making public schools great for every child. And PSE&G, we make things work for communities. Funding for Chasing the Dream is provided by the JPB Foundation and the Ford Foundation.
Have some water.
Look at these kids.
There, how are you?
What do you see? I see myself. I became an ESL teacher to give my students what I wanted when I came to this country. The opportunity to learn, to dream, to achieve, a chance to belong and to be an American. My name is Julia Toriani Crompton, and I'm proud to be an NJEA member.